where have CAR-T therapies been most successful, most used, and what do you see as being the possible changes in use of CAR-T therapies going forward?
Well, it's a huge field. It's evolving every day. Our scientists, my laboratory, we keep up. We're keeping up with the literature that keeps running faster than even we can follow. But globally, they've been extraordinarily successful in leukemias and lymphomas. They've been tried now for other cancers, but myeloma also very successful. As you very well know, the main centers for CAR-T therapy have been the United States, Europe, and China. Immuneel's ambition, of course, is to bring the entire suite of CAR-Ts that are available and successful globally to India so that we can run these really innovative trials. I mean, we want to be as much of a thought leader in this space, an intellectual leader in this space, as any a major CAR-T academic institution or private institution in any of these countries, China, China, Europe, and the United States and Canada. So we are absolutely committed to doing that, and the more we will run a whole series of trials. We will do them with the highest grade of intellectual rigor, follow the highest grade of sterility and practices that are necessary to make this product, the absolute international standards of safety. And as we grow this ecosystem, regulators will become comfortable. We will become comfortable with how to manage our own house, as it were, so that we deliver the best product and become, as I said, innovators in this space. We've already started a very strong research and development program to make CAR-Ts that have never previously been made. It's advancing along very rapidly. I'm very impressed with it. So you'll see a lot of innovation coming out of Immuneel, I hope.
Two questions on innovation and collaboration that you spoke of. Other companies in India, pharma companies like Dr. Reddy's, are also looking at getting into this space. Dr. Reddy's is tied up with, I think, it's Shenzhen Pregene Biopharma as well to explore the possibility of CAR-T therapies and bringing them to India. Could that potentially be an area of convergence for a startup like yours with legacy incumbents here in India?
Well, I think, for me as a scientist and as the co-founder of Immuneel, all collaborations are open and welcome. The ecosystem is established through collaboration. The more brains we put into this and the more thought we put into this, the more developed therapies we can bring. So. There are several people who want to deliver CAR-Ts. I mean, as I said, we want to also at the same time create a regulatory framework within India such that everyone follows the same protocols in terms of regulation, so that we don't cut any corners. We provide the highest grade, as I said, international grade products. So, you can't wake up one morning and make CAR-Ts. It took us, from our last conversation in 2019, it took us 3 years to build this facility, and we learned along the way. Every step was a learning process, and in the end, you ended up with something like this. But Shireen, I don't know how to convey to your audience the incredible level of attention to detail, attention to complexity, the release criteria, the safety, the design of the study. Every piece of it has to be thought out with immense amount of care, because we are handling human lives, and the sanctity of that life is the most important thing that we can think about. And so as I said, we welcome collaboration, we welcome creating an ecosystem, and the more minds we have, the better it is as we move forward.
Dr. Mukherjee, I want to address the larger issue of the burden of cancer in India. And at the start of the program, we talked about what the ICMR is projecting by 2025, almost 30 million potential cancer cases in India. What concerns you? What worries you, not just about the disease burden, but also, whether it's late detection, or diagnosis, the lack of infrastructure. From an India point of view, what worries you the most, and what do you believe is the need of the hour more importantly?
Well, I think, in cancer, the greatest impact is almost always in prevention. We can certainly invent new treatments, but the greatest impact is in prevention. And so what worries me is that as the cancer burden increases, how will a nation of 1.3 billion people create a very strong, very high impact programs that address cancer prevention? And there's some obvious things, tobacco control, which was going very well, but I think is sliding around the world again. Obviously, some cancers, a small minority, are caused by viruses, such as human papillomavirus, so vaccination against human papillomavirus. The third is, the population is our entire population is experiencing around the world, experiencing longer and longer lifespans, and cancer is a disease of age. So what do we do as the population ages? Do we, are we doing the appropriate detection? Are we doing the appropriate screening for cancers that can be caught at an early stage, such as breast cancer? And finally, there is the beginnings of, there's a very clear connection with obesity. And so are we giving the right message to people in terms of diet, exercise, and appropriate, appropriate tools to control the one factor which is very clearly linked to an increased risk of cancer? So, in quick summary, I mean, what worries me is that there is a storm that's brewing, medical storm that's brewing. Let's put aside the great financial costs of treatment, and the great personal and financial, psychological, psychiatric, and financial costs of the treatment. My worry is that the storm is brewing, and we don't want to be reactive to that storm. We want to be proactive to that storm. Immuneel is just one part of it. We are the end of that process in which people with leukemias, lymphomas, and myelomas in the advanced stages are being treated. We are the end of that sort of linear journey. What worries me is that the real high impact is at the beginning of the journey, which is prevention.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Dr. Mukherjee. Before I let you go, the dosing has started as far as this phase 2 Imagine trial is concerned. Just run me through what we can expect now in the next stage of this trial, if there are timelines that you could leave us with.
Yeah, we are hoping, we're enrolling away. We've already dosed a few patients. I can tell you that the patients have tolerated the doses. They've been safe. We have detected the T cells in their blood. I think we'll start seeing, I don't want to be premature. I don't want to, say anything about the outcomes because we are still in the middle of measuring them. We want to be careful. We want to be absolutely, play along with the global standards, which we are. And we hope to get some real information on how this trial is moving along by, I would say, the winter of this year, which is a record speed really for a trial. And that's because the physicians are working literally, I'll tell you, Shireen, they are working hand in hand every day with the scientists. There is a meeting every day. They meet every day. They discuss every case. Every case is analyzed at the highest level by the scientists, by the clinicians, and this is the collaboration. You require a kind of closeness between the clinician, the patient, of course, and the scientists. And I'm very proud to say that at least that part we have achieved. More than just building a building, we've built we've built a collaboration. We've built the beginnings of an ecosystem.
Well, Dr. Mukherjee, we wish you the very best of luck. Thanks very much for joining us here on CNBC-TV18 and taking us through the work that Immuneel is doing. And we hope to hear back from you as you get to the end point of the trial. Thanks very much for your time. That's Dr. Siddhartha Mukherjee of Immuneel Therapeutics.
Yes.
Well, thanks very much, as always. We'll take a break and we'll be back with you right after this short break with a lot more.